Instead of going to Montgomery to do it, we will go to the Ocoee River just 20 minutes down the road and go on those rapids. So we will try that, and I'm sure it'll be a fun time. I just really hope it's not as terrifying as it looks, because those rapids are insane sometimes, and I have seen where people get hurt on those. We also went to the Montgomery Zoo while we were there, and the animal that I'm going to be making a amigurumi of for that zoo is going to be a hippo. Since we could not find a local yarn store, we are having to try and look around and get the color for the hippo that Cole really wants, because Cole has a vision for this hippo. And so he has a very specific color that he wants me to try and find. So hopefully I am able to find that color for him and make him his hippo. Just a lot of just mundane life stuff happening. We have been playing a lot of Pokemon Arceus still. We are close to the end on that. We are just working on getting all of the Pokemon up to research level 10 and making sure we've caught everything that needs to be caught and able to be able to trigger Arceus and catch him. So it's a lot of grinding right now, so we are taking turns playing around on it. That's usually when I get my crochet time in right now, which I get a little bossy when he's the one in control of the controller. I tell him what to do, so it's kind of funny for me that way, because I'll just be sitting on this corner of the couch crocheting, watching the screen, and be like just telling him what we need to do. Way I've been making sure that we are getting all of the Pokemon to level 10 is going down alphabetically on the list, and Cole has Pokemon he wants to use because they're his favorites. She's like, we gotta go alphabetically. But we still need to find all the unknowns and all of the wisps to get Spirit Tomb. So I have been looking up guides and running around areas for those. And Cole has just been doing all the mass outbreaks and trying to find the ones that we have not gotten to level 10 yet. So it's just getting really grindy, so we're trying to find ways to still enjoy it. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to chat about right now. So let's get into the crochet part of this. So I don't have any finished objects right now. I do have a lot of W.I.P.s though. First things first is this cute little lion. One of my mama's cousins asked me to make this for her great grandbaby, and it's a little late because the baby was born a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now. So finishing this up and then mailing him on out. This is a pattern that I am following by Crochet Pink Pumpkin here on YouTube. It is a really lovely pattern and I have been enjoying it. So I will link that in the comments or the description down below. so that you guys can check that out if you haven't already. But I've just got these last 2 rounds of the mane back here to do, and then I should be good to go on this. But it is very tedious and a little bit frustrating since I am having to work in these stitches back here that are really tight and frustrating. The pattern says to use an 8mm crochet hook, but I am using my 7mm prim crochet hook. The yarn I have is, I believe it is Bernat Blanket that I grabbed at Hobby Lobby. But yeah, this is the first one and it's really cute and I've truly been enjoying this pattern. So do go check out Crochet Pink Pumpkin. Next up is I have finally worked some more on my Alpine Landscape scarf. This is with my 2024 advent calendar from Castle View Yarns, which was Greatest Show themed. I am in the blues right now. I have finished through color 14. So this is 270 rows so far. It's still 7 inches wide, and it is about 40.5 inches long. So it is getting pretty big. I'll be able to wear it soon. Still got 10 more colors to add on here. But yeah, I took this and the cowl and worked on it in the car on the way to Montgomery since it was a 4-hour drive and Cole was the one driving. But I am hoping to get this done before Christmas, but we shall see. But fingers crossed. This is the Alpine Landscape cowl with the same Castle View Yarns Greatest Showman advent calendar from last year. Just a reminder, these are fingering weight yarns. I'm using a 3mm crochet hook for them, but I have been loving this chromatic fade on these yarns, so I'm very happy with these. This one also through color 14, 60 rows so far, and I have about 9.5 inches tall on this. I'm very happy with this cowl because it'll be big enough that you can roll it down, show what colors you want to on this, but also if you are like me and you get really cold in the winter, especially if it snows, just pull it up and have it cover your whole face if you need to. So for me, who freezes if it is just a little bit too cold in a room, perfect cowl for me. And hopefully that did not mess my hair up too much. But yeah, I again am hoping to have this done by Christmas. But if you were not here when I started these 2 projects, since they are fingering weight, I did not want to do a shawl like I had done the past couple years for the advent calendars, so I decided to do a scarf, but I still had plenty of leftover fingering weight yarn, so I decided to do a cowl with some of the leftover yarn and am putting the rest of it on a scrappy blanket. So that's why I have 2 different Alpine Landscape projects right here of the same yarns. So next up, I don't have too much to talk about on this one. I have not abandoned my critter amigurumi. Backstory about this is Cole and I went on our honeymoon trip to Birmingham back in April, and one of the things I wanted to find was a local yarn store. So we went to a local yarn store and we had decided before we even took the trip that in order to make something to remember the trip by, let's get some yarn, and since we're going to the zoo, let's choose an animal and make a plush out of it. So I decided the animal I wanted to do is a fennec fox because they are one of my favorite animals. And so I picked out probably overkill, but I wanted to be safe rather than regret it later. 4 skeins of the Rios worsted from Malabrigo. in ivory. It is 210 yards per skein, 100 grams. Very soft for this. It is superwash merino, which is why it's so soft. But I have been slowly working on a pattern for Critter the fennec fox, because the fennec fox at Birmingham Zoo is named Critter, and he was just very cute. I have the head. The head was done after much trial and error, but I eventually got the head done. Still needs the giant ears and a nose. But I've been working on the body, and I was not happy with it, because the way I was doing the body, it would be sitting up like the lion right here, and I did not want to have a fennec fox sitting up. I wanted it to look more realistic and kind of be able to stand a little bit. So I had this part of the bottom done, but I have come up with an idea on how to work on getting it to stand up. So I'm going to be frogging all of this and making just a long body. Attach the head on one end. Put the feet and legs on the bottom. And I want to use some weights to hopefully get it to stand. And then do the tail, of course. But I have not really found much in way of the best kind of weights for crochet amigurumi. So if you have any ideas whatsoever on what is the best weight to use in amigurumi like this, please let me know. I need some ideas before I get to the feet. I'm also considering putting some weights in the back of the body to try and keep the head from making it too lopsided. So seriously, I would love any suggestions on this. But yeah, that is what I have on this so far. Is 3 more skeins of this. This is still the first skein. Head. And I'm going to be frogging this. So, just par for the course on designing your own pattern is a lot of frogging and a lot of redesign. Alright, next up is my 2024 Disney Attraction Club Corner to Corner blanket. If you have not seen this before, I did the Fangirl Fibers Disney Attraction Club subscription in 2023 and 2024. 2023 I made a granny square blanket with, which I do have a pattern for, and I will link down below. But I also, for the 2024 one, am making a corner to corner blanket. I have the January, February, March, and April all done on here, and I have started adding May. May is Kilimanjaro Safaris, which is one of my favorite rides at Disney, honestly. This is the caked up skein of it. But right now, I have 64 rows of this, which means this row up here is 64 stitches across. It is only the second row for Kilimanjaro. And I am thinking I will get at least 5 or 6 rows out of this one. So we will see. I am a little sad because it has not done not really a fade, but a tie-in like the rest of these. Like January had all of this blue. In February, you still have some specks of the blue in there, and I know it's really hard to tell, but just believe me. March still has these specks of blue. April, which was Ariel's Grotto, has a lot of blue, but that same speck that is in all of the previous ones. Kilimanjaro Safaris does not have that blue speck, which I am kind of sad about, but I'm wondering if it'll start another 4-month trend of another tie-in color. Like maybe these greens. but we will see what happens with this. But yeah, this is one of my long time lasting projects. It is DK weight yarn, and I am using this 4.5mm crochet hook from Leto Workshop, which is one of my absolute favorite, not one of my absolute favorite handcrafted hooks to get. I will put their website down below if you want to check them out. They are genuinely gorgeous and so nice to work with. But the sides of this now are measuring at 35 inches for the side, and then all the way across is about 55.5 inches. So it is getting to be a decent sized little blanket. So we will see what it looks like after June, and then we start the decreasing sections. But I am very happy with how this is turning out, and I cannot wait to curl up under it. Alright, my last one is an update on my fingering weight scrappy blanket. So I took this on the trip to Montgomery as well. So it got worked on some. It just takes so long because these rounds are so long since there are 8 sides. And it is fingering weight, and I'm regretting a little bit not doubling up the yarns. But it's okay. We'll make it through. This is a octagonal blanket with scrappy yarn that I am working on. It is slowly getting there, but I am on round 77 now, which is just a round of double crochet. This little scrap I'm working with right here is from Holly Dye Works. It was a yarn festival exclusive from 2 years ago, 2023, that I used for a shirt. But yeah, round 77, I've got 2 sides done. No, 3. I think I have more sides done than I thought I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have 4 sides done, which is half of the round, so we are getting there. But these sides are measuring at 9 3/4 inches right now, and then all the way across is measuring at about 23 inches. So we are almost 2 feet across on this. I'm doing a DK weight one at the same time, which is a little bit bigger, but yeah. But I have a bag full of scraps right here, and then I also have some more in this bag, which is the Castleby yarn scraps, which I will be adding to this bag after I'm done with it. But yeah, I am using a 3mm crochet hook. This is one I got off TikTok shop a while ago. But yeah, we are back to working on scrappy blankets, like year-long collection blanket. We are just working on a lot of stuff recently, apparently. But that is really all I have to talk about today. But thank you so much for joining me. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll do my best to reply. Again, I hope this microphone actually recorded something, so let's see how it does. But if you have any suggestions about weights for amigurumi, please let me know. Just anything at all. If you have checked out Crochet Pink Pumpkin before, what's your favorite pattern of hers? I am very interested in checking out more of her patterns after I finish up with the lion. But anyway, thank you for joining me, and as always, happy crocheting!